Hello, welcome to another episode of the Under the Blanket podcast. I'm your host, Alpha Shire, and today I'm here with Gordian.
Hey, how's it going?
Hey. So, you want to tell us a bit about yourself and what you do?
Okay, so I'm a musician. I met you through Cool New Music Team, which I joined on the original Reddit post on the Homestuck sub back in July 2017, I guess. The years are just blurring together for me anymore. But yeah, I've been technically a part of that since the beginning, which from that post I sort of correctly assumed that it would be kind of a more like laid back type of community fan music community, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Like just from the nature of it being cool new webcomic, people would I figured it would be kind of half shitposty and kind of chill. And that's actually been even more fun than I thought it would be initially. Like I thought it would be sort of a joke, but it's actually really cool to do stuff with them, even though I don't really do it anymore just because I guess I'm trying to work on other things, which is going okay. Trying to do college stuff, trying to be an adult, but I'm still trying to work on music here and there when I have the time. It's just I haven't contributed nearly as much as I used to. So I guess you might know me from stuff like the Megan thing, which is sort of incidentally how this podcast happened, I guess, right? Because of that song. But there's other things that I guess people know Gordian for making, if you know what I'm talking about, the Cool New Music. So do your listeners know, I assume they know what Cool New Music Teams is. I don't have to explain that or anything.
Yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure if I was just talking about something that was confusing. But yeah, that's basically our relation, I suppose. But I've done other things on Reddit Stuck, which is a fan venture. And I guess I rarely make music independent of those two things. But that's basically what I do on the internet, is try to make fan music.
Nice. Yeah, I really like the Cool New Music Team. It's a fun place. Yeah, they were pretty laid back, and you could pretty much submit whatever, and they'd release it.
Well, Macon doesn't want it to be like that, and it's interesting seeing that conflict where he's explicitly trying to introduce like quality levels. And I mean, I sort of agree. I would agree with that it's interesting. You can't be like zero. It's not funny anymore. I think that's what his argument is that you could do like a shitpost for one album and it would be funny, but then it would stop being so. It's more interesting to make something that's like a combination of good and bad. I don't know where else to go with that.
I didn't think my art was that bad, because for like the past 3 albums I did a lot of art for it, which I thought was, I put effort into those arts, but then he just didn't use them and didn't tell me.
Oh,
prior.
Really? What did he do instead of using yours?
Yeah, he used random pages from the comic for one of them.
For Cool New Music Team?
Yeah.
That's weird. I didn't actually know that.
Here's one of the.
You're saying Macon did this?
Yeah.
I guess this is a. Oh yeah, you just sent it to me. Actually, that's not bad. I like that. I like the texture of the sky thing. I don't know if there's gonna be like a Macon call out or whatever, but it's a good art. I don't see what the reasoning for that was. Especially just replacing it with a comic page.
Well, for this one, he didn't actually. He said that I could do the art if somebody else doesn't do it. I finished the art, but then somebody else did it and he used that one instead.
After the fact? After you did yours?
Yeah.
That's shitty. Yeah, I mean, if it was totally after you finished yours that they started theirs, then I don't know how that even happened. But if I was in that position, I mean, I've been in that position on Reddit before where I had to, two people did something and I just kind of used both of them. I don't know if I would like replace something, but that is weird that he's been doing that regularly. If you've been putting in effort, which I guess is all he has, because normally I see his feud as being with like people who aren't putting in effort. I don't know. I guess I've assumed that they're intentionally like shit posting, and he's trying to get them to not do that. I'm not saying that they are. It's just that that's what I figured.
As for art that I did, that he replaced them for like pages from the comic. Here's an art I did some time ago. It's alright. And here's for the song. That's what he used.
This is better than my arts that have been used. This both of these are better than some of my arts. Oh, this isn't a page from the comic, is it? I haven't actually read the comic. I don't know if we should talk about that. I think most of the people in Cool New Music Team actually read Cool New Webcomic. It doesn't look like a panel to me, but it doesn't have a credit for an artist.
Yeah, it was from I think it was the Rose Flash that happened like a year ago.
I don't know if I really want to know what the Rose Flash is. This looks pretty beautiful. This art is pretty high tier though.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, let's
it's almost as good as this weird image of a bunch of roses in a pile. Maybe one day you'll live up to O. The edges of the art, the rose thing are weird. They're like sharper than the middle. It's like not blurry on the edges. But no, yeah, the best thing I can say is that it's better than my art, which has been accepted in the past. My art was literally like I was not trying. Most of it was a joke. So it's weird that in his crusade against not trying that would happen. Is he holding a perfectly generic object? Is that what that is? I didn't remember that he had one.
That was the box with the rabbit.
Oh, that's right. I haven't read Homestuck. I don't know what Homestuck is. I'm sorry. The joke is that I've read Homestuck, but I'm just a fucking idiot. Is what is going on. I do need to reread though. I guess I should reread Homestuck at some point. I say that a lot when I'm talking to Ben. I'll just be like, I should reread it. That's my excuse whenever I forget something canon, which is often.
The last time I reread Homestuck was about a year ago. I guess that's not too long ago.
No, I think mine was longer than that. But I mean, even after a year, I would still forget stuff. I assume you still remember better than I do.
I guess.
Was it like? Did it change your opinion in retrospect of the like? Did the reread make it better or worse, or have it the same in your mind?
The first time I read it, I really wasn't paying attention to it. So when I reread it, I noticed all the foreshadowing that was in it that I completely missed. So that was pretty cool, I guess.
I think if I reread it, it would improve my opinion of it, mainly because I've been talking to Dagwood mainly about his weird obsession with Dave as a character, and he's like, oh, he's so great in Acts 1 through 4, and it's like, alright, I guess. Maybe upon reread, I'll like see what he means that Dave is such a great character. I don't know, your listeners are like hating me now that I don't think Dave is so amazing. But yeah, I mean, even in other ways, I'm sure that a reread would improve it in my mind, mainly because Homestuck is so complex that there's always this is sort of a cliche, but there's always a new thing to notice every time you go back.
Yeah. It's a running joke that we don't really have viewers. I mean, we don't really.
Okay.
For this podcast.
Well, I'm gonna keep saying that just to make it funnier.
All right.
All your listeners are listening right now. You don't really have viewers either, though, do you? I don't know how many people watch your podcast.
I don't either.
I don't know if I'm even watching your podcast right now.
Are you gonna watch this when it comes out?
I'm gonna listen to it. I don't know if I feel like watching it. I don't know if that's a thing that I'm capable of doing.
Was that from you?
What?
I heard something.
What was it?
It was some text-to-speech thing.
No, that was not me.
Oh.
You would have heard me typing. Nah, I don't do that. I don't do text-to-speech. You're probably getting it from another server or something. If that's even possible.
Well, I don't know what else it could
disabled
be.
That like the first day of Discord. But yeah, I guess if you don't have listeners, then we can do whatever we want and not get in trouble.
I guess. I know Macon's not gonna watch this.
Oh, that's the important thing, I think. We can talk shit about him.
Fuck you, Macon. Yeah, he's definitely not gonna watch this.
I guess we can talk about if he does, then what?
Then I don't know, I'm gonna get fired.
Alright, that's it. How dare you say true things? You're banned. No more music from you. Now, I don't think he would do that. He's not that petty. You might disagree, but I don't think he is. I guess we can talk about how, because I want to ask you mainly why you had the idea to transcribe. Your millions of listeners may not know that you made a transcription of one of my songs, the Ballad of Megan Poring, which is the full name of it. And I mean, what I know you went to like a music camp or something, and you didn't really have much else to do. But what made you pick that song? I guess is there anything unique, or is it just like I like the song? You're allowed to say that. You don't have to give me any complex answers.
Well, when I first joined the team, that's when I listened to that song for the first time, so that song kind of reminds me of that time.
Is that about when you joined?
Yeah.
When was that? That was like early...
That was like July last year, because I didn't know how to join the team, and eventually I was just invited through YouTube.
Oh. Interesting. Also, yeah, I said July 2017, but I guess I meant 2016. Fuck. That's a long time ago. Yeah, that's when they started it, and they made their original post on the sub. But yeah, you joined July 2017, and that's right. That's about when it came out. I was working on it for a few months on and off. I had the idea sort of incubated.
Oh, I thought it came out in May.
Yeah, May. I'm just going with whatever you say. I don't remember. I could look it up, but I don't want to.
If I can remember, it was like May 20th.
Interesting. So you just it's like nostalgic for you to remember the time that you joined, or like that's one of the first things that you heard when you joined, so it's like it just stuck with you or something. Because had you been listening to, I assume if you were recruited through YouTube, then you followed the channel before that.
Yeah, I found the team through Call and You. I listened to Call and You when it first came out. I liked it, and I followed the team ever since then, and I always wanted to join, but I didn't know how to get in contact with them.
Did you use Reddit?
Not really.
Okay. I guess that makes sense. That's how most of them like got in contact originally. Sort of. A lot of them are from the subreddit. That's kind of why it's hard to get in. That's kind of their whole secret thing. Is that like YouTube is sort of a front. I don't know how many people besides you have been recruited from YouTube. I haven't been keeping track with Cool New at all, so.
It was more so that I made a shitpost comment from a comment thread on one of their rips, and then one of the members, Friendly Koi, he DM'd me on MSPFA, and with an invite, and I joined.
From a shitpost comment?
Yep.
That's actually great. Also, Koi is great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Koi if he's listening to this. I don't know if they will. I don't know if you know Koi's story, but he was a YouTube guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a while he was sort of a. I guess you probably were around at that point, so you probably know that he was in all of their comments since forever, and then they eventually were like, "Hey, join the team," or he asked. I actually don't know. All I know is that his music was surprisingly good.
Yeah. I think they asked him to join.
At some point, they just like they brought down the wall. They were like, "We need to remove this barrier. You need to join us after all this time, after all this flirting. Let's just fuck already." And that's what happened. So Koi fucked Macon, and that's what Megan 2 is going to be about.
Oh.
You heard it here first.
Spoilers. Or
yeah,
leaks,
it's good.
I guess.
It's good that nobody listens to this. That way, nobody will know the spoilers.
Oh, another thing that appeals to me about the Ballad of Megan Pouring is that it's focused more on like the cool new music team rather than the comic. More like, yeah, that really appeals to me for some reason. You know things like that. Ballad of Koi, the Volume 8 trailer, they're pretty good. I like them.
Well, I don't know if you knew before that's why, is because I don't read cool new webcomic and I don't like it. So that's all I could focus on. Everyone else was writing stuff about the comic and I was like, Homestuck shitpost. And then I had the Megan thing, which was, I don't know if you know, was based on the album that eventually came out, JPEG, right? Where someone draws something and then you base something off of that.
Oh yeah.
That was in the works for a long time, and it eventually got canceled because they didn't think, again, Macon didn't think they had enough good ideas or something like that. But one of the drawings was this drawing from, it's like well, it was a running gag at that point in time, which I guess, I don't know if you know that even before you joined for a while, it was a thing with like a female version of Macon. That's the joke, and people would make these images, and one of them was just the female Macon, and I was like, oh, so I'll finally turn this meme into a song, and I just went completely overboard with it to the point where even after the album was canceled, just forever after that, even after that was like a total back burner project. I think JPEG came shortly. It eventually came out shortly after that, right? Like they reformulated it and then redid it. But I just showed up with this track and I sent it to Zeno. I didn't tell anyone else about it. It was sort of a secret. I was just like, "Hey Zeno, upload this for me." And I gave him the. I think he asked me what I wanted for the image, and I think it was his decision to compile literally just every version of Femme Macon that there was at that point into one image. And that was a pretty good choice. Yeah. But yeah, the official track art "In My Heart," which I think it is on the Bandcamp. Is that image, that one image of the Megan face? It's a pretty good image. All of them are good. Yeah. This is me canonically saying that all of the Megan arts are canon simultaneously.
I drew some Megan art, but it's lost now. And
it's lost.
I never released it.
Damn. You'll have to redo that.
Well, I have like a a drawer in my desk with like every drawing I've ever done for like the past year. I might look through that and find them.
So it's not lost. It's just you can't find it.
That's kind of what lost means. I
Yeah.
guess.
It's not lost. You just lost it.
I guess.
What are you, stupid?
I really
Sorry, I
think
keep
that it's.
clearing my
What?
throat, by the way. It's probably annoying. You really think what?
I really think it's a shame that the team doesn't want for that they've banned all like things for focused on the music team instead of the comic.
Really?
Yeah.
There's no meta allowed anymore. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, which was like one of my favorite parts of the team, but they just took it away. And
That's actually pretty shitty. Whose idea was that? Macon?
yeah,
Damn. Get your shit together, Macon. How dare you? Do you? To be honest, I think he would probably, if I wanted to make a Megan 2, he would probably be all for it, just because he likes it enough. He would go against his own rule or whatever, if this is his rule. I think that's wacky, though. To be clear, I don't think I'm going to make another one, just because, and maybe, I don't know, it's not funny to me to make a second one, you know what I mean? It's like I said what I wanted to say,
Yeah.
and it's like, I'm not even that involved with the community anymore. And even then, the joke isn't that complex, it's literally just, oh, the cool new music team was started because, I mean, to be fair, it was actually Ostrich who started it, if I'm not mistaken. I feel like they should have had a greater role, and I realized that in retrospect, so I gave them one line. I don't know if they even know that. If you look on the official transcript, it says Ost.
Oh, really? I think O just mentioned OST, and I don't remember there being a line.
There is, at the very end. It's said by me, and I was like, fuck it, this will just be them. And also, I'm gonna go back to saying OST, because fuck the people who criticize me for saying that. I always thought it was like a clever pun, like Ostrich, but it begins with OST as an original soundtrack. I thought it was like a cool username, but apparently Ost is just how you say it. That's dumb. That makes the lyric not work, first of all. Well, no, that wasn't a lyric. It was a line. So I guess he literally could have said, "Come back with me in Ost to heaven." It sounds stupid.
I heard people say
They say OST.
Yeah.
Well, then fuck the people who said I shouldn't say it like that. What's interesting is that I said it like that in my head, and Ben apparently was on the same page. I didn't tell him to say OST. He just read the line as OST, and I was like, all right. It's, yeah, whatever. It's just text. Like, every time you say it, you should just have to type it out like that. And don't even say the thing. Just to not get the haters.
How do you pronounce this?
Canmet? Canmet. It's a great question, though.
I said CanMT.
CanMT. Yeah, I think I've heard people say that.
I think I
verbally.
started that. People used to say like Canmut or something, and
That's
yeah.
CanMT makes more sense. Because Can is the cool and new.
Yep.
What do people call Canwick? Canwick.
CanWC.
Can WC? But WC means bathroom. That's weird to me.
Cool and new water closet.
Exactly. I'm just gonna go down to the Can WC. It's the official Can MTWC, if you know what I mean.
Well,
and I guess you take a shit on all those. Let's see, you take a shit on all meta at this point, right? And also low quality things. That's what
Yeah.
you do in the WC.
Pretty much. What if I did Megan 2?
Oh, to be honest, I would have to sanction it. I would have to hear it first. I would love to hear it, and I'm not gonna like after you. Let me think. Okay, if you tell me what the idea is, then I'll probably be like, "That's a good idea." and I'll hear like the in progress stuff. You can make it without me saying like yes or no or whatever. Of course, it's just like I'm not going to prevent you from making it. I'd really interested in hearing it.
I'm gonna take advantage of that because I always wanted to do meta stuff for the team, and now this is like
that's
my
a good
only
idea.
opportunity.
Yeah. Maybe it would be a collab just so that I would force Macon to be like, it's me, because there's never me anymore, right? The last thing I did, I don't even remember. I joined.
Hurt my finger?
Yes, that's the last thing that I think so. Hurt my finger. No. It was the new phone game. They always draw me back in with the phone games.
Calling you 5?
I think that's what it was. I don't know what issue it was. All I know is that someone contacted me like they're doing another one. I think it was Macon. And then once I joined for that, then they were talking about making like a Baby Is You album, I believe. No. It was yeah.
They made the second one.
Is that a spoiler? Is that out yet?
No, it already came out.
Right. Okay.
It came out like 2 months ago.
Oh God. Yeah, you can tell how much I've been paying attention at all. I was in the channel for that because he sort of recruited me like, hey, you want to work on the Baby Is You thing? And I didn't really like how it was going just because, I don't know, I posted something and then someone else would post. It's like you with the art thing, right? Where like I would post an idea in response to someone specifically requesting something, and then someone else would post something and it would be dumb, and it's like, that's stupid. I don't even remember what the ideas I had were. If people don't use an idea, then I'll just forget it. I don't know. Maybe I'll listen to this, maybe not.
It's pretty good. Scaro wrote one of the songs, and Shattuck did a pretty good art.
Yeah. I saw the lyrics posted. Scaro's lyrics posted in there, and he was pretty active in there, which was interesting. He's a cool guy.
Yep, he's one of my good friends, and he was on the second episode of this podcast.
Oh, that's pretty cool. What did you guys talk about? Did you talk about gems?
Partly. I don't really remember what is talked about on the podcast.
I'll have to listen to that one. Just for the sake of hearing the lovely Scaro's voice.
Yeah, well, we had we had 3 takes of it, and because Scaro kept having to go do work. So
yeah, he's a busy guy.
We have 2 unreleased, pretty much like half an hour other takes of the podcast. If you want me to send them to you sometime.
Are they good? Are they better than the final take?
If I can remember, they're really good.
Interesting. Yeah, you should do that. Fuck the one person who's listening to this. I get to listen to it.
That one person is probably me, to be honest.
Fuck you, Alpha. You don't get to listen to it. I would hope Scaro listens to this. I don't know why he would. He doesn't have a straight hour to listen to something.
He listens to the podcast.
Oh, that's cool. While he's working, while he's looking at rocks.
You're
great, Scaro. You're awesome. Keep on doing things. Yeah, he helped us with the walk around with literally nothing. This is a call out of him not doing anything. Mainly because we didn't really need him to do anything. We just wanted him to look over our stuff. Okay, so first of all, when we were planning the walk around, which was forever ago, it's been in the works since forever. Ben would. It was kind of like a recurring conversation, you know. You'd talk about something and then be like, okay, fine. And then you forget what you said. And then you talk about it like 2 months later. And then you bring up the exact same things. He would always send me this link of the Scaro assets from his Tumblr. And he would always say, we need to use these as an idea, stuff like this, base it on this, because we're using the OpenBound engine. And I would just kind of look at them and thinking about all the stuff that he'd made. Just for the sake of the walk around, the Homestuck walk around. But yeah, eventually we did get around to making it, and we were like, I made the map. I didn't make the pixel art. Scarodactyl did both, I believe. Like he made the tiles just for the sake of him making the map as well. Is that right? Hussey didn't make the map, did he?
I don't remember. he did the background for Openbound, but and some of the assets he told me, but I guess that's all he did. I'm not sure.
Okay. Well, the way we did it was we actually did have like modular tiles. Like, I'm not saying he didn't make modular tiles, but I think if I remember right, he assembled them himself. Whereas we had pixel artists make them, mainly Sunil, who is amazing, of course. He made like most of the beautiful fucking stuff that's in the Redstone walk around. Which, if you, listener, have not played that, including you, Scarrow, I don't think you still have. I think you still haven't. He hasn't reported back to me that he finished it. You should go do that. It's good. It's the only good thing that I've ever made or helped make. But the point is, Scarrow, we invited him to the server, into the secret team chat, and he looked at the map and gave us some advice, one piece of advice, that we didn't take. So, 0% input. Thanks, Scarrow. He gave us moral support. I think we gave him a special thanks or something in the credits. I believe we did.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, just like, thanks for existing. And also, right after that, in the update, I don't know if you read Reddit Stuck.
I do.
Or, like, keep up with it. Okay. There was an update where Pete finds in the chest, he got the, I believe it was a sapphire. Yeah, he got a purple sapphire, and he's like, "Oh, this is corundum." Who would we ask? Who possibly could we have consult about gems? So of course I PM'd him a couple things, and just about like the shape of it and whether a raw like natural crystal would be enough to like cut something, because what you do with hardness tests is you sort of scratch or something to that matter. I don't know. We'll have extensive corrections issued by Scarodactyl on his Tumblr blog of this podcast. Anything that I say wrong with regards to gems is going to be thoroughly ass blasted. But yeah, that was more insightful than what he did for the walk around thing. To be fair, the input that he did do for the walk around, we thought about it and we ran with his decision for a while, but we ultimately decided it just didn't look right. I guess I can post at some point if someone asks the version of the map that he suggested, where like we sort of reduced the contrast, I think, because it was too shiny and distracting from the players themselves, so we decided that it just looked weird as a background. But yeah, that's the corundum thing. And outside of that, I think we just talk in PM sometimes. We haven't done that in a while. But that's Scarrow. And also at some point we need to, sorry to interrupt you, but it's very important. We need to mention the buff arms. We need to increase the strength of this podcast.
Yeah.
It'll just make it 10 times stronger. Okay, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I normally talk to Scarrow whenever he's really busy right now, but used to like regularly talk every day. Funny story on the walk around, right like when I found out about it, I DM'd him about it, and then he told me that he worked on it, so...
Oh, well, he was lying. He didn't do shit. No, he technically did work in the sense that he said something that we didn't accept.
Also, I DM'd him about doing an episode with you. He thought it was pretty cool. He started talking about Blues Brothers.
All right, okay. I can't go to that last one. I haven't seen Blues Brothers, but the other stuff is cool. It's getting kind of meta with us talking about this podcast with Scarodactyl, and
this is the most meta podcast ever. I mean,
this podcast in general.
Yeah, last episode, a lot of the time, it was me and Goom. I don't know if you know Goom. We talked a lot about the season 2 of the podcast, the hypothetical season 2. Actually, I'm confirming it right now. There is going to be a season 2.
Oh my god. I can't believe you're telling me this right now. You confirming a season 2. That's crazy. When is the season 1 gonna end?
Episode 12 will be the finale, and I'm gonna try to get Michael Bowman on for episode 12, just for a little something special.
That would be great.
Yep.
I need to find out whether he says yes. It's a fascinating
Alright,
his
I'll tell you.
decisions. I still can't believe he sat down and listened to that whole album. It seemed like he was killing him slowly, but he did it for the fans. What has he been doing since then? I think that's the last thing that I saw from Michael Bowman. He doesn't make Stutz videos anymore. They just sort of burn out on that again.
Oof. Well, he made a video very recently. Do you see it?
I probably did, and I forgot what it was about. What was it called?
If you see something, say something.
Yeah, I watched it and I totally forgot. I'm gonna watch this video. I did not see this one.
Oh.
Yeah, I predicted this joke is kind of obvious. It's still funny because it's Michael. He makes things funny that shouldn't be funny. This is a call out on Michael. You suck. Yeah, you should just tell him to listen. What episode is this?
7.
Okay, you should tell him to not to listen to episode 7 if you're asking him about the podcast. Like, oh, what do you do? Can I listen to some of your podcasts? Just not this one. Fuck you, Michael Bowman.
What do you have against Michael Bowman?
Nothing. He's not listening to this episode. I hate him for not listening to this one. No, in all seriousness, I have nothing against him. I don't know if you could... No, I don't really have any reason to hate him. He's really cool and his videos are good. If you're listening to this and you don't know every single one of... Okay, first of all, how could you think I don't like Michael Bowman and his videos? If you... Yeah, I don't know if you know where I'm going with this. We made that whole Bowman thing, which I guess we can talk about that, the ASMR thing. There's not much to say. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure you've heard that, right? That was before the Megan thing, I believe.
Are you talking about
the Bowmania album? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the time chronology of things is just... No, that was 7/20. That was 7/20, 2017, I believe. Right?
No, actually, it wasn't.
It wasn't? It was his birthday, or what?
I don't know when it was released, actually. I think it was back in, like, January 2007. No, it was March in 2017.
Furious typing. March 9th, 2017. Was it his birthday?
I wouldn't know.
That's very odd. I thought it was 7/20.
Shouldn't his birthday be 7/20?
The mythical Bowman's birthday is 7/20. I don't know when his real birthday is. It may have been that day. I think that's possible. I remember something about it only being that year. I don't remember. I don't know. All I know is that I think all I remember from the stream of him listening to it is that he hardly said anything. He was trying to I don't know if you've seen this. He was really trying to make it the ASMR happen. He genuinely thought it was a real ASMR instead of like a joke. So he closed his eyes, turned down the lights, laid back in his chair with his headphones, and just kind of sat there the whole time. Basically, the only thing he said was that that ground camera was a deep cut. It's like, wow, that one hurts, or something like that, because we referenced one of his oldest, shittiest videos, basically. Like one where he's just fucking around with his video camera, and we were like, got him. So we owned Michael Bowman. That's the best that I can say about Reddit Stuck Team. It's better than the walk around.
Well, no guarantees on the Bowman episode because I actually don't talk to him that much.
We'll see what happens. I mean, like I said, he could surprise me. I was surprised by the fact that he even... I didn't know much about him, but I was mildly surprised by the fact that he even like joined the server. What does he do now? Is he still sort of active, or is he just kind of a name on the sidebar like I always saw he was? I never saw him post. I only saw his post from when he joined the server, which was forever ago.
He pops in every now and again.
What does he say? What's the occasion?
Random stuff. I don't know.
Oh, okay, so he just chats.
Yeah,
or like
much.
Says something, as opposed to Tensei, who's always just there. Real talk. What does he even do anymore? Did he just stop making music and is just always on that fucking server? Well, not just that one, right?
Tensei he's on or Bowman?
Tensei. He's not. He's on like the Homestuck's Discord now, or he's been since forever. Every time I go in that Discord, he's there posting. He's a poster.
Yeah, I talked to Tensei a bit on the Homestuck Discord back on like one day I was bored and went on it, and I just talked to Tensei and like Macon on it.
Did you use the Worm channel or whatever it's called now?
Everyone's on the Worm.
Everyone's on the Worm channel.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't like that server.
Me neither.
There we go.
Last episode I called it shit. Goom got he was surprised. He was scared for my life. He thought that the Homestuck Discord people will come purge me, but they're not gonna watch this. Nobody watches this.
None of them listen to it. Yeah. You should go to the Homestuck Discord server and post links to your podcast and be like, I hate this server. I shit on it in my podcast. And they'll be like, I don't care. Yeah, that's the opposite of how to get people to listen.
I guess.
I'm not a very good advertising guy. I don't know how you would get people to listen, so don't take my advice. Unless you, like, do the rapper strategy of starting a beef with someone, in which case you should call out Macon for some bullshit, and then be like, oh, I got you, Macon. Listen to my podcast. And then everyone will listen.
Macon is... We just keep bringing up Macon again and again on this podcast.
Well, he's at the center of the universe. He's the makes himself the boss of things in general. He can't be the boss of the Reddit Stuck server, so he just leaves. Owned.
There's a Reddit Stuck server?
Yes, there is. I'm glad you asked.
Invite me right now.
Alright. This is fucking happening live, you guys. This is exclusive to this podcast's 0.06 listeners. You're not even a whole person. You're like a 12-year-old.
Oh boy.
I can't find... Okay. It's happening. No, it's not. That was the wrong thing. I was so ready that I was unready. Why did they change the way that invite links work so you have to click through more things?
I don't know.
It's easier to just click on your username, right? Okay, edit all this. No, you don't have to edit all this shit out. Invite. How do I do this? This just in. Gordian does not know how to use Discord. Okay. I'm surprised you didn't know there was one, but yeah, it's been basically the center of the fucking... Why have I been... There we go. Gotta ping me. Alright. Yeah, we can talk on the server afterwards. I'm sure they'll be posting about like, what the fuck are you doing? Why are you pinging Gordian? How dare you?
Yeah, I kind of did that because of that. I wanted to do that.
I have to keep reminding myself that from the outside, Reddit Stuck is just like, dusty and dead and like nothing. So it's been nothing for like months now. Whereas on the server, I mean, it's still nothing, but I've been posting teasers, which you can look and update for. And two, we at least talk about stuff. I mean, the community is still alive to some degree. It doesn't talk about Reddit Stuck, but it talks about things. It's a really good, solid community that talks about shit for whatever reason. I don't know why they stick around. They should leave. Get out of here if there's no updates. Speaking of updates, it's actually going to be done, like, genuinely really soon, because there's, like, one person who hasn't done a panel, and then there's Ben who has to edit a panel, and then there's me, who I think has to make one more, so that makes, like, 3. Which, in the grand scheme of things, this is a long update. This is, since you have only one Benjamin Button listener, I think I can say this, that it's a pretty long update.
Ooh.
It's like twice as long as a normal update. It's a double. And we couldn't split it in half. We talked about it, but the story just didn't make sense. We wrote it in this current form. It's going to be some interesting stuff happening to an undisclosed character who I feel like at this point should be terribly obvious to people who it is, but nobody has said anything. People just don't theorize anymore. So, let me know if you got some theories about who the fuck it... No, see, nobody cares. Everyone's just like, just release the update already. It's like, you're fair. You're right. You're right.
You heard it here first, folks. Also, post your Reddit stuck theories in the comments of this video, and Gordian will read them.
I genuinely would. I would screenshot them and post them in the Reddit stuck theory channel. Which, speaking of which, that's like my shill. If at the end of this we do a shill, that's all I have is the Reddit stuck Discord link. That's all I got. My SoundCloud is fucking dead, and like it depresses me to listen to anymore. I don't know where I'm at musically right now. I'm not making stuff. I said that I am, but I'm really like not. There is a Reddit stuck album that this isn't like a hot new thing. This is something that I announced on the Reddit stuck server. That there's supposed to be several albums coming out. And I'm stuck with one of them, and the other one I'm literally stuck because I moved away from my piano. My piano is at my dad's house, and I am not at my dad's house. I'm like 3 hours away, so I can't record the rest of it. I could even use a different piano, but it would sound wrong because some of the tracks that I'm going to use the takes of are on that piano, so it would sound totally different and weird. I just don't know what I'm gonna do about those Reddit stuck songs, but I think they're good. I mean, if I release something, then I'm really excited for it, and I'm gonna release it. I'm just in an awkward position, having to move and stuff.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. I'm actually working on a pretty big album now, but it got delayed a lot because people who were contributing to it, they all backed out. They said, "Okay, I'm busy." They're all busy with other stuff, so they're not working on it anymore, so I have to do all of it by myself.
You're just taking their songs and doing it yourself?
Like, some of them didn't even contribute anything, but I'm already so far into the production of the album that I'm not gonna stop. Also,
you can't go back. Yeah.
It's like my dream album to do.
That sounds really cool. So that's not a cool new related thing?
No, because their restrictions are too tight, so I don't really do stuff on there anymore.
Do they have restrictions on solo albums? I've seen people post theirs and it seemed like genuine stuff, you know, it's just like, I'm going to use this as a distribution, which is also a cool thing I think about Cool New, is that they help people start out or whatever.
Oh yeah, Cerulean had like a solo album and then it got rejected, and now they made another one and it got released. And I sent them, and I talked to them about doing art for it. They said okay. The art that I posted earlier was for that album, but then Macon didn't use that, even though Cerulean said, sure, that can be an art for it.
I don't know what to say to that, other than that's pretty shitty, and not surprising for me. It's kind of surprising, because I didn't think he would be that, like, weird, and that he would remove good art. Like, I understand he can be kind of bitchy or whatever. I don't know why he would do that.
What, really? That's just like normal Macon for me. I haven't seen him in any other light, really.
It's weird. I can't. what I'll say is it's possible that I've submitted something that I just totally forgot because it got rejected and I just moved on, or like can't remember. Sometimes I can't remember things like that. My memory is horrible. In case you didn't catch that, single listener, in the course of this, like, however long we've been recording, I just forget things all the time. But it's possible that I submitted something and it got rejected. I wouldn't know, but I wouldn't be surprised. I don't really operate, like I said, I don't really operate within the cool new stuff. I mostly do train game and the phone game and stuff like that. I haven't done a mainline cool and new thing since. Will you tell me? Because Hurt My Finger was also phone game.
Yeah.
I have not had a reason to like work with their stuff because, like I said, I don't read the comics, so I've run out of Homestuck shitpost ideas. There's only so much you can go on. Whereas they seem to do new material based on like the comic itself, or they just still think the joke is funny.
Yeah, I'm not that into them becoming strictly a music team for the comic, because that wasn't really the appeal to me for the team.
Yeah, Macon has been on that for a while. He's always like, it has to be related to cool new. And I saw his point from the beginning. I was like, he has a point, right? That it, like, if it's not about cool new music team, then what is it about? It'll obviously just devolve into whatever. And there's a very small chance that it would retain humor and like being interesting, but most of the outcomes seem to me just like devolving into endless meta shit posts that aren't like funny. And that's the important thing, is for something to be funny. I don't know, maybe meta stuff was getting unfunny to Macon. And I think, to be honest, in my observation of him, I think he would make an exception if something was like good enough. So I'm not saying that your art is bad. That's the thing, is that was my past idea of him, as like making rules to get out something that was overall like spammy, mostly low effort, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like this is why this is a surprise to me, because like I said, I really like the texture of the fucking planets. It's like a fucking fuzzy sky. That's great.
Yeah.
What did you use for this, by the way?
Psy 2.
I've heard that's good. I've never used it. For both of them?
Yeah.
I don't know if this is going to become an image manipulation podcast episode, but there's not really much for me to say on that front, other than it's a really cool effect.
Yeah. Well, people generally dislike my art for whatever reason. I'm not sure why, to be honest.
Yeah, honestly, I don't know either. Like, I really like the John in this image. The only thing I could really say is like the varying sizes of brush sizes, I guess. I don't even know how to articulate that.
Yeah, that's
fucking talking about Reddit again, because that's what I do. I'm not an art person, but I critique other people's art. That's what my whole existence in terms of Reddit stuff is, literally just being like, oh, can you fix this, or this looks bad. I really micromanage people's art, and I don't know if that's a common fan venture thing for groups, but it's a thing that we do. It works for us. Well, I'm afraid that I'm driving my fucking artists into the ground by like nitpicking everything they do. Maybe at some point I'll go back through the fucking archives of the server and find all of these iterations of times, like make a fucking book or a PDF or something of all the times that I nitpicked someone's art over and over until they got it right. You know what I mean? I feel like I'm the guy from fucking Whiplash, which is a movie I haven't seen, but I get the gist that he's like a horrible person who does that. I don't know.
I mean, at least you're not like Macon.
At least I'm not Macon. That's a really good thing to take away from all this.
Yeah.
Don't be Macon.
Can you hook me up with the Reddit stuff team? I want to work on some music and maybe some track art for like.
Oh, is that? I feel like you just asked me out on a date or something. It's like that big of a deal on this fucking podcast. I was like, oh, here? No, we can talk about that in PMs or whatever.
Right.
Mainly what we generally do is, like, I post the stuff on the server and ask the other artists or music people, whatever it's pertinent to, whether we want to add you. And if we did, then honestly, we need to do another... Did you listen to Volume 3? I assume you did.
Yeah.
And that was, like, had all the collaborators or whatever. I like that idea, and I think we should do it again. It's just we haven't had, like... With Volume 3, we had sort of a core of music, and we were like...
Was Volume 3 the one with Wanderlust in it?
Well, none of them has Wanderlust. I deleted it. Are we going to do that now?
Well, the one that used to be in Wanderlust. I mean,
Volume 3.
that used to have Wanderlust. Was that 3?
That's 3.
Alright, yeah, I listened to it.
Small, medium, and large. The wacky subtitle. That was my idea, and people didn't like it, and I forced it through. But yeah. We had sort of a core of songs, and we were like, if we add some songs, we'll get up to about 20. But also, at the same time, we were thinking, all these people want to contribute, including cello and other people, as well as art people that we liked, but didn't necessarily want to make a big commitment, because it is a big deal to constantly make panels and stuff. So we just fused all three of those things together, basically. And actually, the second two were like a thing beforehand. We just happened to have exactly enough songs to add some people to make the... We just basically stopped making songs when we realized that we had enough, in combination with the ones that people were posting in the collaboration channel. But yeah, definitely, we should definitely make a... I don't know if we're going to make it like Volume 3, is what I'm saying. We don't have what we had at that point, which was a small group of songs, and we needed more to make an album. We might even... So what I'm saying is we might even do like a collaborators-only album. I don't know. You heard it here first, folks. But yeah, we can definitely talk about that in PMs and stuff. And if you want to do art for the albums too, you can send me stuff.
All right.
And I'll post that in the team chat.
I think the only reason I listen to the entire Volume 3, I usually don't listen to entire albums. I don't... that's not really... For some reason I can never... Well, I never really find the time to do that. But the only reason I listened to the entirety of Volume 3 was because you sent me the stream for that album.
You listened to the whole stream?
No.
Oh, does that stream include the piano thing? So
Yeah.
You listened to just the album part of the stream, is that what you're saying?
No, I listened to also the album part. I listened to like some of the piano part and the entire album part.
You just let it play through?
Yeah.
What do you think about the album? Live album reviews?
I haven't listened to it since like March, so don't remember it too well. I remember there being a version of Wanderlust there.
Yeah. I don't think there was audio. I think it was in... I don't remember, because I never really finished a version of Wanderlust. That's the thing. I still have that project file.
What about that one in SoundCloud?
I mean, for Reddit Stuck. I never finished that. The guitar thing. Which is what that art was for. The art was in the PDF, and I told Golden to skip it, if that's correct. I was just like, oh, this is in the PDF, but I forgot to remove it from the PDF because it's deleted from that. Basically, I didn't finish it in time, because I was focused on other things, and Wanderlust, I sort of had a higher bar for the other stuff, because it's sort of personal, and I'm just satisfied that we were able to finish the other stuff in time, because I was afraid I wouldn't. I was going to submit stuff to Rest like Volume 1, and I didn't, and I put it off, because I have this constant thing of killing myself until deadlines and not making them and being like, oh fuck, I hate myself, just because I can't bring myself to work on stuff sometimes. But yeah, the Wanderlust thing is weird. It's just a classic example of Gordian posting something and then immediately deleting it. It's definitely going to be... like immediately after we released it, I was like, I want to release it on the next one, and it's been sort of waiting, because there's stuff that I have to fix in it. It's really not that far from being done. Yeah, there's the art. You posted it in the server. You can make that you can post that on the video if you want. if you are making this like a YouTube video or whatever,
Yeah.
yeah, so do that if you want. It's not that hidden. Like, you can get it in the... I think I deleted it from the Google Drive links, but it's still in the PDF. So it's just a page of me talking about stuff and Consta being like, I made this art, whatever. I love that some of the commentaries are like that. Like, you can tell that they're not even pretending to be like bullshit DVD commentary. They're just like, I kind of made this, it's a thing. It's like, great, thank you, it's great art. And it is, it's really good.
Yeah.
Oh, I probably shouldn't say that. Maybe that's a spoiler. I was about to say a spoiler about Wanderlust. Whoa. All I can say is look and update the update channel in the Redstuck server, which is for a while has been about everything except updates. It's just mainly it's like an announcement channel, but I refuse to change the name. Maybe you'll find something interesting. I don't know. Something spoilery. I like how she's firing a fucking Nerf dart. I never really brought that up in the process, but I didn't like I said, this went through several edits. It's a perfect example of the countless art things that we do where we're like, hey, I like this, but what if we do this? It's like a fucking boardroom that nobody asked for. Can I just make my art in peace? No. I think the original one, either it was all pink or it was all black and white, and we had the idea to make it sort of pink and black and white, messing around with stuff. I think it was worth it. That's the thing, is that I would stop micromanaging people's art panels if I thought it stopped being worth it. Although I guess the question is, see, some of them don't really mind doing that as a thing. Well, no, that's not true. They all hate it. They're all tired of me to some degree. This is you heard it here first, folks. Redstuck is doomed. The workers are going to rise up against the bosses. We're going to have Redstuck Revolution.
That sounds like a good name for a standalone album for Redstuck.
Which part?
Redstuck Revolution.
Redstuck Revolution. It's pretty
Make it
edgy
happen.
shit. Oh, it's better than small, medium, at large. Owned. Redstuck Revolution. What would that even mean in the context of what could they revolt against? Is Altair the bourgeoisie? I'm not even sure whether what do they work for? Is Spurb the corporation they work for? It just doesn't work. Unless the underlings rise up because they're humans and they kill the players. That's actually a spoiler for Redstuck. That's what's the update is about. You just muted and deafened yourself. I don't know if you realized that you did that. I guess you're busy with something. Just cut this part out. If this part hasn't been cut out and you're just listening to it right now, hi.
Sorry, I'm back. Hello?
Hey.
What were you saying?
I've already forgotten what I was saying. Oh, Redstuck Revolution. It would be the underlings rising up against the players. And that's actually a spoiler for the next update of Redstuck, is that the human underlings murder all 16 of our players. That's, you heard it here first, folks. They all die. And the underlings play the game and win.
I was thinking more of a meta album. Like,
Oh,
everyone's
no.
rising up against you.
Oh, God, you're right. See, now I understand the Macon mindset, because I do not want that. I don't want that to happen. Well, because...
Learn from Megan's mistakes.
Yeah, well, the thing is, he enjoyed the Megan thing immensely. He thought it was hilarious. And he was in favor of putting it on the Bandcamp and stuff like that. It was mainly made for him in a way. Like, it was a joke for me first. I just did whatever was funny to me, but it was also like references that he would get, of course. Like,
I think you're cutting out a bit.
Oh, fuck. Well, I guess I'll repeat what I said so you can hear it. I mainly made it for myself, but it was also like sort of pitched towards things that he would get and jokes that he would appreciate, I guess, including the the Feel Good Incorporated bass line, which I don't know if many people realize is a reference to one of his mashups, one of his few tracks that he's done. It's from volume 1, I think, right? I don't remember what it's called. It's a Robert Lake song mashed up with Feel Good Incorporated. I don't know, man. I forgot. But yeah, Macon probably remembered that, but he didn't mention it. He just said, "Oh, it's the Feel Good Incorporated," which is a song he likes. But yeah, I don't know how I would feel. I don't know if I would take it as well as he did at all. I guess it depends. It depends on who made it. We have had sort of meta stuff. Not really like meta songs, but there's things like that. It's been like making fun of me or making fun of whoever. There's stuff like have you listened to Cool New Reddit Stuck?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that's started by Golden and Zeno. They made like their own ASMR thing with the Reddit Stuck characters, just sort of. That felt sort of meta. I don't know why I think of it that way, because it really wasn't. It was sort of inside jokes, like the Emily stacking books until you die. That was certainly something. But no, we really haven't had like a Megan tier thing. Maybe you should be the one to make that, and I'll be like, thanks, I hate it. It'll also be cathartic because I'll finally die. Have them eat my flesh.
The Ballad of Gordian12.
Yeah.
By Alpha Shire.
Can't wait. But yeah, you should definitely send me the Megan 2 ideas if you get any melodic ideas or whatever.
Alright.
And I'll be like, that's good. Rise up against the Macon. That's what it'll be about. It'll be about you. This is the peak meta, to own Macon. It'll be about you writing a song to get back at Macon. It'll just literally be an infinitely long song of you writing songs within songs within songs.
So it's gonna be like a whole opera.
Right. It'll be an entire opera.
On me rising up against the strict restrictions against being meta.
I'll voice Macon again. Is Macon a guy?
No.
In this? Okay. Everything is.
It'll be the Ballad of Megan Pouring 2. Wait.
All right. Perfect.
Then I'll be a girl. Then
you're a girl. Okay.
Okay. What should my name be? Omega Shire.
Alf. I'd have to think about it.
Alzheimer's.
Yeah. That's my favorite. That was a weird laugh. That's my favorite girl name. I'm thinking Allie. Allie. I don't know. Alfire. I'm sure there's one that I'm not thinking of. The problem is that it's not like Alpha isn't like a common name. Where like there's a female version. Well, Macon and Megan is sort of a coincidence, I guess. That's just a weird thing. I'm sure there's something for Alpha Shire. But yeah, you would be a girl and she would be married to O. Ben actually pitched me like an idea for a crossover, if you will, of the cool new the Bowmania ASMR and the Ballad of Megan Pouring, which he worked on the Bowman ASMR thing, so of course he wanted to like cross them over or whatever as like a sequel to both of them. I don't even remember what his idea was. It was something wacky. I eventually didn't do it just because, like I said, I don't think the joke is funny a second time. It would have to be something fresh and like more piercing. I don't know. What do you have any ideas of what you would make it about? Besides my workers rising up against me and you rising up against Macon, this is just a global socialist revolution within the confines of FanVenture Discord. And then it ends with everyone storming Discord headquarters and and turning it into a Homestuck app.
Oh God.
That's a good end. That's good.
All right.
In my book, I would clap.
Well, I'd have to think about some writing for it. I have a question about Ballad of Megan Poring that I always wanted to ask. Why are you still a guy in that if everyone else is a girl?
Why am I still a guy?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. There's one line for me, isn't there?
Yeah, in the very beginning.
I think I wrote that I wrote that part before. I don't remember. I don't remember if that was on the notepad that it said Gordian in the beginning or if that was an afterthought. If it was at the beginning, then it was before I decided that everyone would be Rule 63, because the O thing was just also O is explicitly a dude in this, which I don't know if their gender is technically known, even though people just refer to O as he, right?
Yeah.
It's like a thing we do. So I guess I should have flipped O. That's double oversight. You can expect to see me deleting all instances of Megan Poring from the internet in the near future, because it's broken. It's wrong.
Oh.
Can't use it.
Oh man. So I guess I have to throw out that transcription I've been doing.
Just delete this podcast. All of this is bad. No, I do think that's what it is that was my original, because I wrote it in order. It wasn't like a top-down thing. It was like, oh, I have this melody, and then someone's telling her that she's putting too much salt on it, and then what happens after that? Oh. So I guess I decided that that Nick Link would be a girl, and that, God, who else even is there? Oh, yeah. I don't remember who else is in it. O is a dude, so I guess there's not that much flipping of things besides the Nick thing, which was like a throwaway joke that you don't really get unless you read the transcript. I wanted her to say her full name, Nicole Link, but there was no place for me to put that. So, got cut from the final version.
So OST is a guy in it, right?
OST is voiced by me, and I didn't do any pitching, so I guess by default, yes, OST is a guy in it, yeah.
Yeah, sure, that's another gender bent one.
I think is OST a guy?
No, OST is a girl.
Okay. Alright, right, okay. That's why I was confused. I thought you said... Never mind. I thought you said the opposite of gender bend when you said gender bend. But yeah, that's... Okay, then I totally meant to do that.
I see.
No. Yeah, I think they should have had a greater role in it. Like I said, I started with the Macon joke, and it became... I don't think it really matters. It's not like literally a story of how they started. It's like a myth version of starting the Cool New Music team. In my mythical rewritten history of it, OST was nowhere near it. They had nothing to do with it. Fuck you, it's all about this love story between Macon and O. That's 100% how it happened.
The T-Bomb universe canon.
Right, it's canon. The T-Bomb.
Didn't you write it like that?
Yeah. I just don't usually include a T. I wasn't sure what you were talking about at first. Sometimes I just say bump because people remove the from acronyms sometimes, but there's the O. So T-Bump is good. It sounds like a trans version of bump, which is what it already is, so it will just be back to normal. We have to write that now. They switch back. We just have like my imitation of what Macon probably sounds like. I wanted to be a princess. I have just like this creepy, weird... I don't know. Where does he even live? Do you know?
What?
Where's he from?
Who? What?
Macon.
What about Macon?
Because I can't tell if he's American or European.
I think Goom said that he was Spanish.
That's what they say. They say he's Spanish. But his sleep schedule, I guess that confirms that. He just stays up really late for Spanish. Like he's just a poster. He's a real-time internet guy. He's on real late, and for us it'll just be like midnight, and it's like, oh, bedtime. Yeah, I've heard the Spanish thing several times too, but I wasn't sure. He's never revealed his voice. Just a very secretive guy, even more so than me.
What if I get like Macon on the podcast and it's just him speaking through a text-to-speech thing?
Yeah, he would do that. He would use the Garfield text-to-speech.
Oh.
I'm Macon. I gotta have a good meal. I can't really do it. I don't know why I did that. It was horrible. I think that's what we used, not to represent Macon, but I feel like I associate that with... No, yeah. He used a text-to-speech for the 720 thing, didn't he? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Nope.
I think it was on Bomania. It was literally a complete shitpost, which again, hypocrisy or whatever, but it was literally part or all of the text of Bowman's credit score, but split up into like 5-second parts, read by anyone who wanted to do it. So it was literally like, compilation of people just reading this and taking turns. And Macon took a part, and he just had a text-to-speech read it. And I think it was that Garfield text-to-speech. I'm not sure. No. It was Will From Afar, I believe. Will From Afar, the classic, everyone's favorite text-to-speech. That's the one that he uses a lot, isn't it? In videos and things.
I think he used some guy who was dressed up as Jesus once for some Patreon announcement. That's all I remember.
No, yeah, the Jesus thing. I forgot what that's called. That's from like a movie or something. The cartoony Jesus, you mean? Where he's like all smiley?
No, it's a real guy.
A real guy, okay.
You know the PewDiePie controversy thing? When
vaguely.
He went on Fiverr and they paid some guy who looked like Jesus. It was the same guy.
It's weird.
I think I can find the video if you give me some time.
Patreon announcement for the I'm just remembering what that's for the HSD, right? The Hive Swap Homestuck.
Yep.
Discord. That's a wacky thing. What does that even go to support? I forget. What does that pay for? Because the MSPFA Patreon is for the servers.
Maybe Macon lives off that Patreon money.
I think he does. I think that's what he does. He's like, I'm a community organizer. He's a professional poster. He's a 100% professional internet poster.
Yeah, he does. I don't even think he has like a job because he's always online.
He's like Hussey, except he doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's not what I was thinking of. That's some dude with eyeball things on it. Also, nice game theory meme.
Yeah.
Doesn't stop getting funny.
Oh yeah, I never listened to Megan Pouring before I joined the team because I thought it was an actual game theory because I'm an idiot.
Not clickbait. It says it's not clickbait, which means it's 100% true.
I just saw like the game theory, and I for some reason
you just see in the corner of your eye the green text and the little trophy, and it's like, oh god, not clicking on that one.
Like I knew that Macon was like a Homestuck guy, but I thought there was like Matt Pat was theorizing about him or something.
Oh, you thought it was a legit
game
theory video?
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
I'm an idiot.
Matt Pat in Homestuck, has he even made a Homestuck type video or mentioned it or something? I think he has at some point. I think he said that he loved it or something, and that became a big deal on the subreddit. They were like, oh god, He played Hive Swap, I think.
The Jesus guy?
No, Matt Pat.
Matt Pat. Oh.
We were afraid he was going to make a Homestuck game theory, and he didn't. Which, yeah. It probably would have had a greater effect than the, whatever his name is, Jacksepticeye thing.
Oh yeah, I was panicking about the Jacksepticeye thing.
Yeah, it wasn't really that bad. Although, to be honest, even if it was like a huge amount of influx of people, it probably wouldn't have... It probably would have diminished to where about it is now, at this current point. It just seems like... Well, no, maybe not. Just looking on the sub, it just seems kind of dead and, like, brainless and sad to look at. The Homestuck subreddit, I mean. And I'm not really surprised, because there's no content. They just have, like, these fucking Steam games that nobody, even the target audience, seems to be tired of them. Because why wouldn't you be? It's literally just the same thing over and over. There's like 3 people who care about it anymore, from what I can tell, which I could be wrong.
Well, it's getting late. I told you that I had school very early tomorrow.
I was looking at the clock, but I wasn't gonna tell you. It was a good talking with you.
Oh, yep. If you ever want to come back on, feel free to.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'd love to come back in season 2 and call out making some more and shit on Bowman.
Yeah. Can you shill this and like the Reddit Duck server?
Yes, I will do that.
All right. Well,
as soon as you give me the link.
Okay, I'll see you around. This has been Under the Blanket Podcast. See you later.
See ya.